Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Sports here on the Joy News channel with me, Owuraku Ampofo. We'll be starting off with some breaking news coming in the last few hours from the Ghana Football Association. As you might have heard by now, Inaki Williams of Athletic Bilbao is officially a Black Stars player. Let's take a look at how the player announced his decision to play for Ghana.
La vida tiene un significado, una evolución, una mirada al futuro que a su vez deja una huella. Un legado. Mis padres me han inculcado siempre unos valores basados en la humildad, el respeto y el amor. Ellos me han enseñado la forma que tengo de afrontar la vida, en esa lucha constante por seguir creciendo y trabajando, para mejorar como persona y como profesional. Por eso mismo, siento que ha llegado el momento de encontrarme con mis raíces, conmigo mismo, y con todo lo que África y Ghana significan para mi familia y para mí. Quiero devolver una pequeña parte de lo que nos ha dado y lo que ha contribuido en mí como persona, como hijo, como hermano. Hoy comienza un gran reto. A partir de hoy defenderé la camiseta de Ghana, con mis valores por bandera, dejándome la piel cada minuto y dando siempre lo mejor de mí. Soy uno más de The Black Stars.
Well, if you might remember, Inaki and his younger brother Nico Williams were in Ghana just about a month ago for a holiday session that they described as connecting with their roots. Well, the elder brother, that's Inaki Williams, definitely did feel that connection and has made a decision. We'll be getting more background and analysis later here on Prime Sports. But before we do that, it's not just Inaki Williams who has been confirmed. There's also a whole list of dual nationals who have been officially confirmed as available for the Black Stars in the next international window. Let's quickly go through that and then we will get some understanding behind the decisions from the Ghana Football Association. And so we have a quintet actually, Stefan Ambrosius, he's a defender. We'll get more insight on how he once rejected the team but is back now. There's also Patrick Pfeiffer, he's also very similar to that of Ambrosius. Also a defender, was eligible for Germany. And then there's Ransford Yeboah. We'll also get more details from him, a centre forward, very young, formerly of Germany. It's quite interesting, the trend of German players who are coming in. We also know of Kofichra, who was part of the last wave. There's Tariq Lamptey. He was also in the country for vacation and humanitarian works. We'll be getting more background as he's also said to be confirmed. And then Inaki Williams, the player who he did a very dramatic video today. We just played that in case you missed out on it. But it's time now to get some more details as to why the Ghana Football Association embarked on this journey and some of these players, what are the stories behind them, and there's none other to do that than Gary Al-Smith of the Joy Sports team. Gary, it's a pleasure to have you here this evening. Let's start off with the biggest name on the sheet, the man who did the video, Inaki Williams. It's been whispered around for some time now. There was a time where there was a bit of doubt. What do you think went on in this decision making, considering that the Ghana Football Association established contact a very long time ago?
Well, the Inaki story is pretty template, like with a lot of those other players that are switching nationalities all across Africa. Initially, they are contacted, especially in their youthful years, when they have designs of playing for the countries where they live or their host countries. And when reality sets in that they wouldn't get, a spot in those teams, and then they switch. For Inaki, he's been quite divisive because it was only in October, last year, October, that he told Sid Lowe of The Guardian that he really doesn't feel Ghanaian because he feels that having not grown here, having not felt the cultural, whatever it is, if he comes into the Black Stars, he'll be taking somebody's slot. Which begs the question, don't you feel like you are taking somebody's slot now that you have switched? But that is Inaki Williams. He came to town, like you said. You covered it extensively as well. He came on a soul-searching mission. He said went to see his grandparents. They tried to connect with their roots. And even before they left, most of us reported that he had decided that he was going to. There were pictures of Some people saw him at the passport office, remember?
Yeah.
The day he was going to do his Ghana passport. I mean, people saw him and put the pictures on social media. And the news came in a few weeks ago that as for him, he was going to play for Ghana. But his younger brother, Nico, still doesn't have that Ghanaian connection like Nico has. And Nico had said in that interview with The Guardian, actually, that his mother speaks with him in Twi and all that. So because he had gone to Spain when, so he got a bit of the Ghanaian vibe, but Nico does not have any of it. So that's the story. He has decided to make himself available for the Black Stars. And so that is it.
Well, I still want to stay on Inaki because, as you rightly said, he said he didn't feel Ghanaian enough. But when you go to his Instagram page, it's interesting that they brought a new feature of pinning your post, and you pin posts which are dear to your heart. Now, on Inaki Williams' Instagram, he has pinned a post of his grandparents praying for them, and that was in their visit to Ghana. Do you think he found something when he came to Ghana that really changed his mind, or he had made this decision long ago, especially in the World Cup year?
Look, a lot of people who are watching are going to have a simple answer. It's all posturing and branding. So I'm sure our producer on the same page that we saw the Inaki Williams video, if you go to the profile, you can show the viewers what Owuraku is talking about there. But Inaki has played this very, very well, so this is it. But yeah, so this is the list of the players.
Yeah.
So Kurt Owuraku.
Yeah, he said Kurt actually captioned that he went all the way to Spain, had no contacts, and was a mission full of hope. And so that was like about some long time ago.
Yeah. So this is Kurt Owuraku with the first meeting with Inaki. It didn't work out. And now he's got his man. And that's the other photo of Salisu Mohammed. Yeah. Yesterday, for those of you who are on my Joy Online, you might have seen the story broken by Owuraku and our colleague Haruna Mubarak that official Mohammed Salisu is available for the Black Stars. So we broke that story yesterday, and today Kurt has made it official. So yeah, Inaki, whatever he saw his grandmothers put in the soup. we want the grandmothers of the Ghanaian continue to be putting more in the soup as well, but it's done, yeah.
Just to give some more clarity on this whole posture by the Ghana Football Association, where do you stand in this? Is it a bad thing to go for these players, or you think Ghana really needs them and are following a model which has worked for some national teams quite recently?
If you look at the Algerian national team that Ghanaians are so enamored about, the Moroccan national team that Ghanaians are so enamored about, half, or in some cases, the Algerian national team, almost 3/4 of them don't even speak Arabic. They are all French, they've gotten them from the French system. Now, it's gotten so bad that in the women's AFCON that is being played, the Moroccan national team has one of their key players being born in England, bred in England. She does not speak any Arabic, any French at all. So nobody knows how she communicates with the people. Yeah. Now, this morning, I spoke to Marcel Desailly, official, and we'll play that interview later. And I asked him this question. You know what Marcel said? No. He said, Gary, the white man has always found loopholes in the rules for hundreds of years to exploit the black man. If the black man today has an advantage to pay back the white man in his own coin, we should do it. Yeah. And Marcel says that when he was coming up, he didn't have the option because nobody contacted him to come and play for Ghana and so on. But if 100 players are born abroad and Ghana and Senegal and whatever have the opportunity to get them to play for our countries and they can be better than, or as equally good as some of those other players, we should go all the time. I know what you're asking. And on Facebook and everywhere, you can see people complaining that, what about those who play the qualifiers? Aren't we cheating them? But I used to wrestle with it, and we've discussed it in the office, and my view is this. Inaki Williams is Ghanaian. Stefan Ambrosius is Ghanaian. Tariq Lamptey is Ghanaian. He just happened not to be born and bred in Ghana. Because, Owuraku, you can decide to move abroad today. You've lived all your life in Ghana. If you give birth to a child and in 20 years the child is eligible to play for Ghana, is it the child's fault that he didn't live in Ghana? No. Yeah. So that's where I start. I know what we mean. It is up to the GFA. While doing this is fine. Getting Konix Dorfer, Tariq Lamptey, and all these is good. But the GFA also has to remember that their duty is not only to these guys. Their duty is to the boys in Alajo, in Wa, in Bolgatanga, in Sunyane, in some villages, to go and scout and find them. Because at the end of the day, Owuraku, and I need us to understand this, when each of us is watching the Black Stars, more than anything else, has to represent you and me. When I watch the goalkeeper of the Black Stars, I should be able to say, oh, this boy, I know him. You know, he's from Medina.
Yeah.
Like, we need to be able to connect with the Black Stars, else we will lose their identity. And there's absolutely, for me, and that's my personal opinion, Ghana can qualify for the World Cup final, but I don't want to see a Black Stars 11 or a Black Stars 23 where the goalkeeper is half German, half Ghanaian, this is half this, half that, and you don't see any indigenous brought up Ghanaian there. I don't want to see that. That Black Stars won't represent me. That's just my private opinion anyway.
Well, that's quite interesting. But just to wrap up on the conversations, just fill us in on what you've heard. Is this the end of the search? Are we to expect any more ahead of the World Cup?
So, Callum Hudson-Odoi, we understand that he is also, if it were a contract, you are saying he has agreed personal terms with Ghana. All is done. One popular musician who is his friend spoke to him a couple of days ago and told me that Callum cannot wait to play for Ghana. And I'm sure you know the musician I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But his thing will be done in November, just before the World Cup, which is why I'm sure Mr. Owuraku did not add his name there. Eddie Nketiah also, we understand, is almost always done and dusted. And he will also, the nationality switch will be done soon. So Eddie Nketiah, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Am I missing somebody? No, just the two.
Yeah, I think that should be unless someone else pops up.
So you see, if we have all these guys and they are, some of them or most of them are better than the local Ghanaian players that we played with in the qualifiers, we have to be careful. We really have to be careful because you see, you don't want to have resentment in the Black Stars. Because, as I was telling somebody a couple of weeks ago, even God who created us is a jealous God. Even God who created us, he says he's a jealous God. I don't think that the Black Stars will be happy going into the World Cup with only about 10 of those who qualified, and then the rest of the 16 being, some of these guys who have just qualified. We really should be careful about integrating them, about letting Ghanaians feel like the boys we are watching in our first game against Portugal. Against Portugal represent us as Black Stars, so that nobody feels cheated.
All right, thank you very much, Gary Al Smith. This is a discussion that will definitely continue. But welcome back from the break. It's still live here on Prime Sports on the Joy News channel. It's now time to hear from former Black Stars goalkeeper Adam Korase, who is now retired from football. Today we're talking about nationality switches with the news that has been broken by the Ghana Football Association concerning the 5 new additions to the team. Let's go back in time and hear from the goalkeeper who participated in several tournaments for the national team.
Good to see you. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Yeah. Life in Oslo is good. I felt a bit of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I grew up, so I'm comfortable here, and I have all my things going on here. So yeah, I'm happy.
I've seen a lot of people enjoying the sun rather more than we would do in Ghana. What is the whole thing behind it?
You're cheating now, yeah? I'm just joking. No, because we have a long winter and it's really cold in the winter. So when the sun finally pops up, everybody's happy. Everybody smiles and the mood goes up and it's just good vibes during the summer. So summertime here is really nice. Unfortunately, I'm traveling to Ghana in a couple of weeks, so I'm missing the Norwegian summer, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of feelings do you get when you have to travel back to Ghana and all of that?
No, I'm always excited to go back to Ghana. yeah, especially when I haven't been in a while, to see my family and also to get some work done. And it's also I kind of like the vibing in Ghana as well, because like I said, I grew up here, so this is normal for me, whilst Ghana is for me holiday vibes, you know, and also you get to see people that you miss and you know, and just catch up with people in general, you know, you haven't seen them in a while, so it's a nice feeling every time I go back.
You know, we'll talk about football in Norway, in detail, but I just want to find out what is the reaction towards football? Do people enjoy football as much? I saw the athletics yesterday. It was a lot. The Bislett Stadium was full. Mm-hmm. How about football? How do they react to football now?
It's ups and downs. Now it's on I will say it's going up again because of Martin Ødegaard in Arsenal and Haaland in City. So people they need the profiles to kind of fall in love with it again. Yeah. So it's on an uprise right now. I'll say it's kind of similar to Ghana when the national team is doing well. People are dedicated and they enjoy the football, whilst when it's trouble and unstable, they lose interest. So.
A lot of people, I guess, very excited to see you on this interview. Let's talk a little bit about the Black Stars, and let's start with that game against Brazil. I wish you took us through it. At which point did you know you were going to be in the post, and how did you mentally prepare? Because that Brazil team had all the guys, had all the top guys. How did you get to know you were going to be in post, and what was the process the process of thinking there for you?
That was so long ago, but I remember we had a qualification game in Ghana first against Swaziland, which was my debut.
Yes.
And I was excited to just get my debut, something I dreamt of for my whole, my childhood, and obviously Ghana was what I wanted since I was a child. Yeah. And finally I got that chance, and I was just happy and proud. And then the Brazil game came a couple of days after. Yeah. And to begin with, I think we were going to keep one half each. Yes. And Richard got a minor injury during the warm-up. Yeah. So they told me that I was going to keep the whole game. Wow. And that was I don't know. I don't really remember what went through my mind, but it's just another game. You just go and play. I felt like we didn't have that much to lose, People always talk about that game, but it's just a game, and it's of course a good experience.
Yeah, you are the Africa Cup of Nations, you are the World Cup. How was it for you, properly, mixing with the Ghanaian flow? Did it take you a longer time to really get the psyche of the fans and all of that?
No, I was enjoying it, to be honest. Especially in the beginning, I was enjoying it because everything was new to me. Yeah. I grew up here, different culture, and also different football culture. Yeah. Dressing room culture, preparations, everything was different. So I had to adjust a bit, which I found in the beginning. It was exciting. You get back to normal, and you need those normal things to prepare what you're used to, Yeah.
You see, Abambe is also an interesting one because we are looking to get in international players of Ghanaian descent. Mm-hmm. Players who have not necessarily grown in Ghana and know the culture and can easily deal with it. And even this time, it's on the high. We're probably going to get maybe 6 or 5. There's a number that's coming into camp. First, what would be your advice to the players coming, knowing that you came via the same route? What would be your advice to them?
Just come for the right reason, I'll say. I mean, I know they probably want to experience the World Cup,
Yeah.
but I hope they come because they want to represent Ghana and not because they're not selected for another country. That's, I think that's number one. They need to be there because they want to play their hearts out
Yeah.
for Ghana. That's number one. And number two, I mean, that one is hard because it's been a while since I've been around,
Yeah.
so I don't really know how things are done.
So the message from Adam Kwarase to the 5 new players who have been officially confirmed available for the Black Stars is to come for the right reason. This is a long interview and we'll be playing that for you across on the Joy News channel, across our various programs as well. My name is Owuraku Ampofo and that's how we'll be wrapping up today's edition of Prime Sports. In the meantime, if you're after some more sports stories, you can check my Joy Online/sports, or you can also visit our social media handles at Joy Sports GH. We'll be back again same time tomorrow with the latest in the world of sport.